Today's segment of Knowledge Share features Michelle Burgess of Notavi Creative, focusing on nonprofit storytelling. Welcome, Michelle.
Thanks.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what you mean in regard to nonprofit storytelling?
Yes, so in the nonprofit world, nonprofit storytelling has kind of been a term that's been actively used within marketing and communications. A lot of times nonprofit organizations, whether they're doing fundraising or they're educating their constituents in regards to what they've been doing, they want to try to create some type of relationship and a message of understanding. And that's where nonprofit storytelling really comes in. And when we talk about storytelling, it's not fabricating the truth or creating these elongated pieces of messaging. It's really putting out communication where folks on the outside can better understand how funds are being used or what organizations are really doing. It's all about creating more of a relationship and an understanding. So if we're talking at the end of the day about how a child has been impacted by services, maybe the family's interviewed, where it's talking about without those particular services that child would be in location A versus the wonderful location of B now, where things are better and in a much better place. So things like case studies could be done. It could also be profiles that are created. Photography, of course, tells 1,000 words in and of itself. So it's taking the time and energy to really distill the general information and show, here's how we're making a difference, here's the impact, and hearing it from those particular sources. Another great thing about storytelling is that it removes that corporate undertone and it becomes a lot more interpersonal and a lot more relatable to hear it from different perspectives across the board. So we always advocate for our nonprofits to really think about that lens and how to create better engagement and a better understanding for those that might not be in that particular industry on the difference that it can make at the end of the day.
Any additional tips or advice in regard to the nonprofit storytelling that you would want to share with our listeners?
The big thing with nonprofit storytelling is it also takes time and there's planning that's involved. So a lot of times folks will say, wow, that's a great idea, we should really execute it. And the big thing to think about is when you're taking a look at your communication over a year or grants that have been given or thinking historically what's been done, start to mark down those potential stories or those good wins of success that have had happen. Because the moment that you realize, oh, we want to create some stories, well, who can we interview? Who can we talk to? What are the good case studies? And trying to do that in an ongoing way versus trying to bottleneck it and get 12 stories done in a month, it's a daunting task, whether you're doing it in-house or whether you're working with a partner. So really thinking through an opportunity of, over the course of a year, let's try to do so many stories and let's block it out a month. So it's planning ahead and really thinking about what would make for great stories will really help that process over the course of a year.
Those are great tips and advice when it comes to developing those important stories. For any of our listeners that have additional questions about establishing stories, you can visit notavicreative.com.
Thank you.